the seventh child of the seventh son. That gypsy glow shines in your eye like the devil moon in the voodoo sky.
Derrick Procell,
But it's only smoke and
front man, blues man, musician man, solo man. Derrick Procell and the Redeemers and soundtracks of a generation, artists and residents at the Raue Center for the Arts in Crystal Lake. John, you've been keeping Derrick secret? You never told me he was working at the Raue.
I didn't know anybody wanted to know.
Oh, you figured he was just doing it for a good time?
I wasn't sure.
For fun.
I was
Crystal
not sure.
Lake, where's that?
Yeah, right. Crystal Lake, that's out of town.
Derrick, let's start with a plug. When are you there?
My next show at the Raue Center in Crystal Lake is on Thursday, February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day.
All right, and you do a what, 90-minute set, something like that?
We do a couple of hours, and what's interesting about this show, this is the third show of my artist residency there at the Raue Center for the Arts, and it is this particular show. They've given me some artistic license, so each show is a little bit different, focused on a little different aspect of my artistry, if you will. And this show is going to feature songs of social protest, artist activism, whatever you want to call it. We have a lot of songs that have actually never been performed live in public.
Is this stuff you've written with other people? Are they covers? What are they?
These are all original songs that I've written over the years with my now going on over a dozen years writing partner, Terry Abramson.
Okay.
Grammy winner, Terry Abramson.
Grammy's coming up, by the way. So I assume, Andrea, songs of protest, it would be stuff like, I can't find no parallel parking. I hate backing up in one of them tiny little spaces. Come like that, right? Is that like it?
Yeah.
Or maybe even more important than that.
Well, the blues change with the times, right? I mean,
the great thing about the blues fit every day of the week. And by the way, the blues don't necessarily make you sad. You back me up on this. The blues make you happy.
That's a good
They
point.
can make you
Bring you
happy.
back.
They can make any kind of statement.
All right, so what's your background? When we
My
started, you were doing the blues when you were a baby? What?
I came out of the womb singing the blues.
Somebody change my diaper.
That harmonica barely made it out, with me, man.
that's tough. See?
Yes, sir.
No, what is your background?
My background, I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay. Home of the
And
blues.
played many, many, many different bands there. I played everything from country rock to, just straight up rock and roll. Couple of blues bands. I was in a blues band called Parchman Farm.
Okay,
and,
good. I like it.
It's kind of where I learned my licks, my blues licks. And then I got into the wonderful world of studio recording here in Chicago, and I started doing jingles. Remember jingles?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
Any jingles we'd know in particular?
Oh man, I sang for every beer. I have what they call the beer voice.
Oh, yeah, I
A
can hear
little gravel here. Bring out your best Budweiser Light. Yeah, man.
Good.
Oh yeah.
I can hear
Love
it.
that.
I can hear it.
And following in the footsteps of some greats, Larry Santos and Lee Montgomery,
Sure.
and some of the cats that paved the way for guys like me. And then when that started going away, I started doing voiceover work. Believe it or not.
I believe it. You got a great
yes,
voice.
you absolutely got it. You've got
Many
that
people
voice.
have said not only
Yeah.
have I voice for radio, I've got a face for radio.
There is a
Oh wait,
law
you're
that
the
was-
comedian here. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute.
No, there's a law
Wait,
that
let me
was
play
passed
my
a while
harmonica.
ago.
Hold on.
If somebody says that to you, it's legal to punch them in the head. So just keep that in mind if anybody ever says that. So who were your blues inspirations?
My blues inspirations. Well, I would say Ray Charles probably at the top of the list.
Of course.
Also because I'm a piano player, so a guy that can sing like that and wail on the piano. Gosh, all of the greats, BB and Howlin' Wolf and Muddy and a lot of the great the Chicago greats.
Yeah, well, and you look at the history of rock and roll. I mean, it's no secret. The Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Eric Clapton, a little more recent.
Oh yeah,
They all say, "Look, with the blues, that's why we do this."
Oh, yeah. You're playing the blues up. And look at Buddy Guy last week. He does his residency at Legends.
Right.
He was doing his show at midnight, steps out into the pouring rain. All the TV cameras are out there. He's playing out on Wabash. I mean, you can play forever.
Well, he's a spring chicken, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Still sounds so
what
good.
makes a great blues singer? You got to feel it, right? You can't phone it in. You got to feel it.
It's a thing, you know. Either you got it or you don't. And you know, I was told at a pretty early age that I had a quote unquote soulful voice, and you know, I just kind of ran with that.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. Don't know why.
Oh, I'm sorry, soulful face.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the other thing, too, the ultimate truth about the blues is you get great music and a cheap setup, and any bar will take you any night of the week because blues men, they're not going, well, I'm going to need lasers. You know, I'm going to need background
that's true.
dancers.
Dry ice machines, none of that.
Right, none of that, man. It's you and a spotlight.
That's right, and a tip jar. Don't forget the tip jar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you are the voice. Who's in the band?
The current band is actually, I refer to them as the All-Star Mojo Band.
Okay.
Because of the title of my last record, Hello Mojo. And we've got Darren J. Fallis, a blues artist of his own self, on guitar. We've got what I like to refer to as the Sly and Robbie, a rhythm section here in Chicago of Todd Lazar and Rob Davis.
Okay.
On bass and drums. On keys, we've got R.J. Katke, brother of brother John Katke, and myself on vocals, occasional piano and harmonica. And we have a couple horns, Mitch the Lip on trumpet.
I like that.
I love that.
I like that.
That's right.
You all should have one of those.
Mitch the Lip. And Tom Trinka on amazing saxophone. And we have a couple of background singers, Meredith Colby and Carla Beard Leroy.
All right, so...
And an occasional percussionist.
All right, so what's your blues nickname?
My blues nickname
Do they call you the voice? Do they call you something else? Do they call you
just the Mojo Man.
the
Yeah,
Mojo
the
Man? Well, that's
I like
good.
that.
Man.
Mojo
is
Man's good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Do you know, I've been to blues shows sometimes, and people will be in the audience. I have a friend who plays the harmonica. So sometimes she'll go to shows and kind of find herself on stage. Do you like that when people in the audience want to either join in or come up on stage or play along?
I figure anyone that's got enough chutzpah to want to come up on stage, I let them.
That's awesome.
Let's show it off.
All right,
let's
so
see what you got.
So here's
That's
what I'm going to
good.
do. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll play something from the album. And then in addition to that, we'll, of course, tell you where you can see this fine Mojo Man. Mojo Man. Mojo Man's in the house. And because it's the Raue Center, February what again?
February 15th, 7:30. Nice early show.
That's also a good Valentine's Day present.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Songs from the heart.
RaueCenter.org for tickets. We love the Raue. We've been doing New Year's Eve there since, what, the 40s?
Oh, my God. Yeah. Roosevelt was still alive.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty sure.
But also when we come back, I want to see if you could teach us a little bit about the blues. Like, could you bring us into a little bit of the blues? Teach us how to sing it a little bit. We'll see when we come back. All right. And the good news for you is with my ADD, I'll probably forget I asked.
Happens just like this. It don't take long. Wake up one morning and look around, and your mojo's gone. When it happened to me,
The Mojo Man's here. I just love your vibe, man. I love that sound.
That's good.
Yeah. Derrick Procell. He's an artist in residence at the Raue Center for Performing Arts in Crystal Lake. And John DeCosta can back this up. You and I do stand-up there.
We do.
And you do it at Lucy's every month. And
That's right.
We've got more shows planned for this year. But it's such a great staff, great people, and a great town. But I love the variety of shows that they do. And this is a perfect example.
Exactly.
They're bringing in.
Yeah, exactly.
They're bringing in Mr. Mojo.
Mr. Mojo.
What I'm talking
Do
about.
rock.
All right, so give us a little. I won't play some off the album before we run out of time, but give us a little blues lesson.
A little blues lesson.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, what do you want to know?
Well, I mean, if you bring in somebody like, I don't know, Andre or John or Nick, they don't understand what you and I understand about the blues. What would you tell them?
Well, the blues got to come from deep down inside.
Deep down
Deep
inside.
down
The
inside.
Can I
personal.
get an amen?
Yeah,
Yep.
like
Personal.
down here where it churns
Where
and
you
burns, and
Yep.
you know, when it comes up and then
Yep.
it comes out.
So like salmonella.
No,
Yeah, kind of like that.
it's more acid. It's more acid reflux,
Yeah.
but it's a solid acid reflux.
Yeah,
But they come from that place where all of the good and the bad, your whole life story's in that place.
Well, that's the thing, you know, with the blues, you can take something that's bad, like my indigestion this morning, man, you know?
I'm feeling guessing.
That's right. I feel it churning, burning inside me. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
And then you make that a positive thing.
Right.
you know?
So the lyrics come first, then the music?
Well, in my case, yeah. You know, I've been writing with a Grammy-winning lyricist for the last dozen years or so. He supplies me with some amazing lyrics, and the best part is, you know, a lot of people think blues is, you know, very, very simplistic and basic. You know,
Right.
I woke up this morning and I couldn't find my shoes, and then you write the same line again. But my buddy Terry, he writes blues lyrics that are way out of the norm, you know. And what's cool about it is it forces me musically then to go to unexpected places.
Oh, very good.
That most blues songs don't go to. You know, a lot of like country music, a lot of people say, well, the blues is, you know, 3 chords and the truth. Well, my songs have at least 6 or 7 chords.
Well, the other, you know, but in all seriousness, what you're talking about is true, because you got to listen to blues music to understand every song's a story, and great country music lyrics are like that.
Right.
It's not Circle, Red Rubber Ball. You know, it's not Sugar Pie, Honey
not
Bun.
blues?
No, there's songs. There's songs, John. There's songs that tell a
Sunshine,
story of a life.
lollipops, and no, that's not blues.
And some of the great titles
I
of
could
blues
make that
songs.
blues.
I would like to.
Put
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
put it to a shuffle
well,
beat.
you could do that.
Put a
Like,
little harp on it, and there you go.
Andrea, give him a problem in life, and I bet he could sing something about it. in
How
the
about
blues.
sitting in traffic, going into work on a rainy day,
Ooh,
and you're running late?
yeah.
Or any piece of that?
I'm
Ron Waits is-
sitting here on the damn right. Lord, don't you hear me crying? Oh, traffic don't move. I just want to groove. Ooh.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
I love it.
That's the best.
Oh, that is, you know, come on.
Okay, how
what
about-
a great
no.
voice. What a great voice you have.
It's
Seriously.
awesome.
What is
Really, it's kind of early for that.
Nah, you know
Really
it.
good.
What's your favorite blues song title of all time?
Ooh, man. Oh, now you put me on a spot in my favorite blues song title.
Because I'll give you an example. Screamin' Jay Hawkins did a song called "The Constipation Blues."
Been there.
Yeah,
Been
yeah,
there.
yeah. No, I've heard of it. Begging Woman Blues. That's an actual song. Howlin' Wolf, Mr. Highwayman.
Oh man, I don't know. I things that hit me, they hit me at different levels. You know, sometimes it's a more visceral level.
Sure.
Sometimes, you know, like "Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood"
Oh, I like that.
Oh, it's a great song.
by the Animals. You know, and I came to the blues through the British invasion. You know, all those cats like Spencer Davis and the Animals and John Mayall and Eric Clapton and all that, and of course the Rolling Stones. And then, you know, I worked my way backwards, and I was up there in Milwaukee learning all this stuff, and then didn't even realize that just 90 miles south of me was the real deal.
Sure.
You know, and then I started discovering the real deal and all the people that those people were emulating.
Yeah, from Memphis to Chicago and back. That's your blues highway. Right there. I think Albert Collins did a song called "I Ain't Drunk, You Are," which I always loved. You know, I mean, these are the things that you ought to have at your wedding.
Right.
Ukulele blues. I never thought I could do a ukulele blues. There's a duo, Speed Glue and Shinky, did a song, could be my theme song when John's not available. It's called Big Head.
Oh.
Yeah.
They
It's just great stuff.
It's like it was
Great
custom
stuff.
made for you.
All right, so where do we get your albums?
You can get my album at my website, hellomojo.net.
Hello, Mojo. HelloMojo.net. And remind everybody your next show at the Rowe is when?
Next show is February 15th. That is a Thursday evening. And like you were just mentioning, Lucy's Blues Club there, or Comedy Club, my shows for this artist residency are done on the stage, where they transform the stage into a more intimate
They put the
venue.
seats,
Oh, that's
put the
cool.
seats on the
I've
stage.
seen
That's
it,
right.
yeah,
Right, put the
yeah.
seats on the stage. So the last
Really
two
smart.
shows have been great. We've had the room's been filled, and it's really cool,
that's
as
great.
opposed to playing to the big. I love playing to the big theater too. In fact, I'm going to be back there as Van Morrison. I do a Van Morrison tribute.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, for Soundtracks of a Generation. It's called An Irish Heartbeat. And we're going to fill the big theater, the big auditorium, on the day before St. Patrick's Day.
Wow, how perfect
that's
is that?
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So,
great.
and then the band will be back. My band, All Star Mojo Band, will be back there on March 21st for our last artist residency show. And that one's going to be a party.
Well, they're all parties, man.
Yeah.
They're all parties. And if you want Mojo for your child's birthday party because you really just want to have fun for yourself, let me know. I'll book them for you. HelloMojo.net. That's it. And this is from your album. What's the album called?
Hello, Mojo.
A little something extra
So
from Hello
good.
Mojo.
So
Thanks for
good.
coming over, bud.
Thank you, dude.
On WLS.
Oh, this is fun.
Who'll be the next in line? Who'll be the next in line for heartache? Who'll make the same mistakes I made over you? Who'll be the next in line? Who'll be the next in line for you? Baby, for you. Who'll be the next in line? Who'll be the next to watch your love fade? All your affections finally fade away.